Hello, and today I just want to talk to you about things to consider when you're hiring a pet sitter, what things that you need to look for when doing your research on choosing a pet sitter. There is no regulatory body that sort of checks every pet sitter, which means that anybody could set up their own business as a dog walker or a pet sitter. So whilst this is fine, it means there's opportunities for people to work with animals and everything. It means that you could be allowing somebody into your home which you possibly might not want to have in your home, and bearing in mind that you probably won't be there either. So rather than end up in this situation, there's just a few things that hopefully I can help you sort of go through so you can do your own research before. So first up is insurance. So every pet sitter or dog walker should have some form of insurance. Again, it's not compulsory for them to have it, but you as a pet owner would want them to have it. It means that if anything happened to your pet, then the walker or the sitter is covered with their insurance and will pay for the veterinary bills. So if you don't have insurance on your pet, then you certainly don't want to be paying for the bill if there was an injury. So the next thing on the list is a DBS, Disclosure and Barring Service. So this is a certificate that any pet sitter or dog walker should have. It means that they've gone through the process of getting the certificate, which means they've had any criminal records against them checked, and they will have a certificate that will highlight if there are any convictions. So again, it's just something that you should just check before giving the keys to somebody for your home. The next thing is a service agreement. Again, not every sitter will have one. However, it just covers everybody. It covers things like how fees need to be paid, what happens, cancellation, what happens with illness, things like that. It's an agreement, obviously, between you and the pet sitter, and I would advise you to read through it thoroughly before you go away and hand over your keys. So that's the service agreement between the two of you. The next thing is a meet and greet. So this is a free meeting whereby the pet sitter will come to you and visit you and your pet and check that they're the right fit. It also it's the opportunity for you to get to know the person and see if you're comfortable with them, see if they're comfortable with your pet, see how they interact. So it's just a way of getting to know them a little bit better and asking all the right questions at the meeting. Can you see a copy of their DBS? Can you see a copy of their insurance? Let's have a look at the service agreement. Can you go through it with me? So that's what the meet and greet is there for. The next thing is qualifications. Now, they don't have to have 25 years experience of working in a vet or be veterinary trained or anything like that. But what qualifications do they have? Do they have pet first aid, for example? Do they have any dog training qualifications? Again, it's not compulsory, but it might just help you feel more at ease knowing that your pet is with somebody who has got those qualifications. Again, at the meet and greet, you can ask about their qualifications, ask to see their qualifications, the certificates. So the next thing is experience. As I said, your sitter doesn't need to have 25 years working in a vet practice, but do they have their own pets? What experience with animals have they had? Things like that, just so you can see, they do have that love and that care for animals that you want somebody to have who's looking after your pets. The next thing, it's not a huge thing. But online presence, have they got a website? Have they got a Facebook page? This doesn't mean, I think, sorry, my neighbour's having some work done, so that's what that noise is. They don't have to have a website, they don't have to have social media, but if they have, it just means that they've taken the time to build a website. They're possibly sort of more serious about their business, that they you can get to know them through sort of like the wording on their website, and it helps you to get to know them so that you trust them to look after your pets. As I said before, there is no regulatory body that covers pet sitting. So are they members of any professional bodies? There are a few out there, and most of these, if you want to join them, you have to prove that you've got a DBS and you've got insurance and you've got pet first aid certificate. So have they joined any bodies? So that just gives you a little bit more, a little bit more about them, and they've done, they have gone through these processes to make sure that your pets are safe and your home is safe. Security. So how are some about security? What do they do in order to keep your keys safe? Obviously they've got keys to lots of different houses. If they've got 5 walks that day, it means they've got 5 sets of keys with them. How do they identify which key belongs to which house? You don't want keys with your address written on it. What happens if they get lost? What are the procedures for that? What are the procedures for looking after your data? They've got your name, address. They've probably got your security codes for your security alarm. How is this information stored? Also, with security for your home, do they have advertising on their car? There's no right or wrong answer for this. It's up to you how you feel comfortable. Personally, if somebody was looking after my cats, I wouldn't want them turning up with a van or a car that says, pet sitter for when you're away from home, because it immediately says to everybody that I'm not there. Somebody's coming in twice a day. I'm clearly not at home. So things like that for you to think about for the security. And then finally, your gut feeling. Does the person, they've come to you for the meet and greet. What do you feel? Do you feel that they genuinely love animals? Because if you don't get that feeling, then they're not going to be the right fit. And the reason I say this is, when I first got a pet sitter in, I was extremely lucky. I didn't go through any of this. I just went to one of the websites where you just say what you want, and then somebody contacts you. And I didn't ask any questions. Looking back, I was incredibly lucky. I didn't ask for a DBS. I didn't ask for any qualifications. I just handed over my keys to my house and was like, there you go. I gave them cash. And I looking back now, I think, how naive was I to just give them this information. They knew how to work my security alarm. They knew that I was away for 2 weeks. Luckily I did go by gut feeling, and I was very, very fortunate. However, I could have been very, very unlucky as well. So hopefully with all those things I've just listed, that will help you to be able to make the right decision. I have done like a checklist, so you can get this. I'll put the link below the video so you can get this checklist, and it also has questions that you can ask. So if you don't feel comfortable about asking them for a copy of their insurance or a copy for their DBS, just print off the questions that I've done for you, and then you don't have to feel guilty. At the end of the day, this is about your pet and ensuring that you get the right person to look after your pet. So hopefully these questions will help, and hopefully this research that you can do as well will help in order to get the right person. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye.